You know, I bet I can guess what's on your mind.
Bet you can't. Bet you can't. Bet you can't. Bet you can't.
You know, I bet I can guess what's on your mind.
Bet you can't.
Guys, welcome back to House Rules Podcast. I am your host, Alex Getlin.
I'm your other host, Rachel LaForce.
And we're here. We're doing it. We're live again. Week
20.
20.
Wow, punch me in the face, huh? How are we?
Why punch you in the face?
I'm not being serious.
Okay.
I'm in my yoga wear, no big deal.
We're both dressed very comfortably, but also, why not? I mean, we're in quarantine.
Shocker, we're all still in quarantine.
Yeah.
Do you feel me? Holla if you hear me.
What are you singing?
I don't know. That's how far I've gone. I've lost my mind completely.
Okay.
Like, I think this is all an illusion because some days I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, blessings on blessings on blessings, y'all. Like, we all get this pause. Isn't this great? I'm at home. And then there's days like today where I just start crying.
Yeah, today was rough for you. Why was today rough for you?
Well, I know why. Because, well, do you want to go? Should we go into the week wrap up?
Tell me. Oh, let's talk about today first, then we'll jump into our weekly wrap up.
Well, that was going to go into it.
Okay.
I don't want to talk too long, and then I don't have anything to wrap up. Did you cut some lemon in there?
I did, yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at you.
You know, I'm taking full advantage of this quarantine life, you know? Being a lemony. I don't know. Okay, let's
You
jump.
got nothing? Well, guys, we are House Rules. You can check us out live streaming on YouTube and Facebook right here every Monday, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. I had a friend that I saw on Mother's Day. Save it. We're going to talk about it on Week Wrap Up. And she was like, gosh, I'm always so bummed I missed your show. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. And I was like, you know that you can catch the full episode on YouTube, right? So we just do this because we have to make the show. So we do it live. So if you are flipping on your phone or something, you can tune in and hang
You
out
can
with
also
us.
leave comments for us and chime in mid-show.
Yeah. Like,
Shout out to Myron, for example. He just shared it. So every
Thank you,
week,
Myron.
dude.
I know.
Myron, we love you. You're awesome.
if you are in Cleveland and need a photographer, hit him up because he's fantastic and took great photos of us.
Yeah. But let's jump into our weekly wrap-up.
I just got sad. Remember we did stand up?
R.I.P. stand up. Okay.
R.I.P.
You ready?
All right, let's do it.
What's coming up?
This is the week wrap up.
What's up?
I just don't even know what day it is. Like
It's Monday. It's podcast day.
I know. I'm not being serious, but I also am totally serious. What a time to be alive, huh?
Well, why don't you start us off? So we had Mother's Day.
We did. Mother's Day was nice.
Mm-hmm. We talked to all our moms and grandmas. I only
many
have
people.
one left. My mom. Everybody else is. But you've got a mom, a stepmom, two grandmas.
Well, and I used to, when I was younger and like my friends that had just become moms, so I would message them. But now I'm like, what am I going to message every single mom I know?
Right, yeah.
Like at least with like my high school girlfriends, we're all in a group chat. So everybody's and half of us are moms, some are dog moms, so it's easy.
Stop saying, but you're not a dog mom. You own a pet, okay? You own a pet that happens to be a dog. You're not a dog mom. Stop saying that shit.
That is a controversial thing to say.
Okay, well, I don't care.
I mean, I'm with you, but I'm just saying controversial. So anyway, I was able to say, we were like, oh, happy Mother's Day. I'm so glad we have each other, blah, 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 blah. But if I'm like, well, I should message all my cousins. Well, then I'm like, oh my word. No. So this year I was like, it's moms, it's mother-in-law, it's stepmom, it's grandmas. That's it.
When people say like, oh, my dogs are my kids, it's like if your kid gets sick, putting it down is not an option. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, sad.
Okay,
Sad.
anyway, but yeah, Mother's Day.
There was somebody, I think she was in front of me at Kroger and had one of those, and it was like, I'm a cat mom. And I was like, you know what? And I thought I was sad today. You know what I mean? Like, at least I'm still like, I'm not there. I'm not quite there. Cats are great. Not saying, you know what I mean? If you're into cats,
They're fine.
I love it.
They're mediocre.
So Mother's Day was nice. We know that we're going to start heading back to LA. We figured that out this week.
End of the month.
End of the month. We're doing it.
So
We're going back in.
if that affects you guys in any way, it probably doesn't. But if you live in Atlanta, you want to say hi to us before we go. Or if you live in LA and you've been waiting to see us for some reason.
So many of you in LA just chomping at the bit to hang. You know what I mean?
No, nobody can hang. It's still quarantine there.
I know. It's amazing. It's still shocking to me that you're in comedy. You know what I mean?
Fuck you.
Because just.
But
woo!
I
You
will
know?
say there doesn't seem to be a lot of consistency here or there of like where you can go and what you can do.
Oh, nobody knows what the hell they're doing.
No.
This is what a time to be alive. I mean, that's where I'm like, yeah, no wonder I cried 7 times today.
Yeah. You know, I saw a great thing. I forget who shared it, but it was somebody it was a meme, I guess, somebody made. And it was a quote from Denzel, and it just said,
Oh, God bless, God bless.
but he summed it up. I don't know when the interview was from. It's just a picture of Denzel, and it said, if you don't read the news, you're uninformed. And if you do read the news, you're misinformed.
Ooh.
And it's like, yeah, that is totally the world that we live in now.
Dude, Denzel just dropping gems.
What do you
know
think's
I mean?
worse, to be uninformed or misinformed? Probably uninformed is better than misinformed, I think.
Nowadays, I would say yes. I would say my state of mind by not engaging in news, or like if I've got a friend and they're going off on a thing on social media, I'm like, I still want to stay connected. I got to, I got to move on. That's just where I am right now. I'm like, there's so many beautiful, beautiful things happening in my life and in our life, and very challenging things and things I'm grappling with and wanting to come to the other side on. That's not to say that I don't want to be an informed American, and I think that all of that's important, but I think we're going to talk about that later. I want to save
We will.
it.
Yeah. So we'll
anyway,
put a pin in that.
Yeah, so all that's to be said is what a time to be alive, right?
But if you guys watching live, just curious, if you have an opinion, is it worse to be uninformed or misinformed?
Ooh, yeah. What do you think? Lock in your votes.
Okay. All
Wouldn't
right.
that be fun?
It would be fun. But let's what else happened this week?
Well, I've had it with the wedding industry. I'm over it.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
I want to wipe them all out. Take them out.
Can I just make a declaration really quick?
Sure.
Just about to anyone out there, right? If someone in your life is getting married, whether it's a close friend, a relative, a coworker that you're pals with, I'm going to encourage you to keep all of your opinions to yourself the entire time. No, but I have a great idea. You don't. You objectively don't have a great idea for anything. You know what's a great idea is for you to shut the fuck up and not share it with those people.
Oh,
now listen, there's a lot of people.
That's the second F-bomb you've dropped today.
I know. I'm
Ketlin.
sorry. I'm trying to not curse on this podcast. And I will say there's a lot of people who have been so lovely in terms of like wedding things in our life and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go into specifics because it's not the place and I don't want to call anybody out. But for all of you who haven't tried to chime in on what we should and shouldn't do, thank you so much, whether it was intentional or...
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is that it's an exciting time. And so sometimes people that aren't as self-aware don't know what the boundary is of asking and wanting to be involved and inserting themselves in a way that's inappropriate. And also, like... it feels the same as like when I was graduating high school and everyone's like, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? What are you going to do with your entire life? And I remember being 18 and being like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
I still live at home. Like I have no skills equipped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But at least with that, it's more of them just like, oh, cool. Like, what are your plans? Whereas like a lot of times the wedding stuff, people feel like, and I'm sure their intentions are good, but they feel like, oh, I know you have ideas, but my ideas are better. And it's like, they're not, man.
Well, I haven't experienced that as much. But I don't know if you know this about me, but it's sometimes difficult for me to make decisions.
What? Shocker. But also, obviously.
When it comes to my work, I'm a decision-making ninja, okay? I know all of the cuts, trim the fat, no problem, okay? You need a decision, ask me, I will make the executive decish. When it comes to my personal life,
yeah.
Pollyanna stuck in a tree. Cannot figure out the best way, and it's just been so difficult because it's either been, okay, we're going to do this giant 200 to 250 person thing.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted to do a small intimate thing, then it literally has to be family.
Yeah.
Like there's no, and then I was like,
Right, yeah.
and I've been like reading on blogs of like, the one nice thing about that was realizing like, oh, we're not the first people to face this. Like,
Sure,
and that was what they were
right,
saying. Like,
yeah.
if you want to do an intimate, like they're like doing an intimate ceremony and then a big reception is not new. Like many brides choose to do that.
Yeah.
You can do that. But if you do, you have to keep it to family, immediate family only, which to your credit is what you've been saying the whole time. Because I'm still an only child, but function like a middle child. Like I'm always trying to find the middle ground.
Interesting.
But I think that's because I grew up alongside the Houston family. Shout out to Joey and Chris, our flatmates, as it were, that are living here.
Flatmates.
And so that just sounds so much more fancy, like roommate, flatmate. You know what I mean? That's how I feel.
Fratmates.
Fratmates.
Kind of. Bunch
know?
of dudes in a house,
And just me. I guess I'm kind of a dude. But I say all of that it was interesting where they were like, because then it gets too blurry. It's difficult. You can't really do a moderate size ceremony and then do like a big reception. I mean,
Yeah.
again, we're adults. We can do whatever we want. But it's just been like really, I never thought that this process would be stressful. You hear weddings are stressful. That's all you either hear. Oh my God, a wedding is the best day of your life. Put all of your energy and thought into it. It's going to be the best day. Like, stop.
No,
Why are we still telling that to women and to persons, but specifically to women?
Yeah.
What
Well,
is
because
that
the
about?
wedding industry is. Yeah.
Well, but it's also dating back to like, before women, like it wasn't appropriate to have a job. Your job was to get married because that would be so it is the best day of your life because,
Right.
now you know how you're going to eat.
That's fair. Yeah. I
And
guess.
so it's been this thing that's just built and built and built over generations and generations. And somehow it's still a thing that we're telling women. And I was like, that's where I've gotten so tripped up because it was like originally. So this is my rant. I'm sorry. You hold your.
tell.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I know.
I know.
God bless. So I feel like I originally had planned, I was like, we'll just do this big thing. We're going to do this big blowout. It's going to be this amazing thing. And then I was like, wait a minute. Which would be amazing. Okay, don't get me wrong. I love all my friends and family and you guys that are watching. Like, you guys are the freaking best. We have the best people around us. I'm so grateful. But I was like, I get overstimulated if I have to do 3 things in a day. Like, if I, for a second, think that I'm going to build all of this and somehow get 200 people, they know where they're going, nothing is going to go wrong.
Right.
I'm out of my mind. And so luckily I had that insight and I was like, whoa. I got to separate it. It will be way, way too much for me to do. But also accepting that has really dismantled this image that I've had in my head since I was little.
My biggest thing is I've probably been to like 30 weddings, and almost every one of them, it was like, that's cool.
I know, but that's what
Do you know what I mean?
But that's the other thing where it's like, while it's happening, it's so important to everybody. And then the next day, no, everybody's moved on with
That's what I mean, man. It's like, why drive yourself crazy to put on this event where almost everyone's going to be like, take out like mom, dad, the immediate family and like your best friend of all time.
Right.
Everyone else is going to be like, that was nice. Yeah, sure.
That was good.
That was good. Or
chicken was dry.
Or they're going to be like, wasn't that good?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing.
You ever been to a wedding where they're going to get divorced?
Oh, half of the weddings I've been to.
How awkward is that shit?
Well, but that's what makes the weddings I've been to. Like, shout out to Matt and Jessica Sheridan, my
I
loves.
thought you were going to say people who got divorced.
No.
Yeah.
But I remember going to their wedding.
They're happily married with children.
They're happily married. We love them. But I remember going to their wedding and really feeling like I was in the presence of watching the joining of 2 people. And it was really, really beautiful. And I'm sure many other friends of weddings that I've been to as well. But that one just comes to mind that I remember being there and being like, gosh, I hope that my wedding feels this way. Like, I do remember that I hope it feels like this.
Right.
And
I think our wedding's going to be great.
I think it'll be one.
We can't tell you guys what we're doing. It's a secret, but
I will say, so secret. Top
should we
notch.
live stream it?
It's going to be on ETV.
No.
Could you imagine?
We could Zoom it or whatever.
We're not going to do that.
You don't want to?
Why would anyone want to watch that?
Our wedding, I think a ton of our relatives. I think your grandma, your other grandma.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, obviously, because my dad already asked that.
Yeah.
He was like, "Well, wait." And to be fair, I'm not letting my grandmother come to my wedding. God willing, if
She's 96, dude.
she's 96.
She can barely get out of the house.
So yeah, she's wonderful. We love her, but yeah, so don't be like what a monster. She didn't invite her grandmother to her wedding.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I just like if you are planning a wedding or looking at it, like do what works for you. And if a 250 person wedding works for you, do it. If an elopement works for you, do it. If doing a super small ceremony and then doing a blowout wedding works for you, do it. And it's like,
yeah, I'm happy that we're getting married. It's going to be great, but like, I'm way more excited for like dad life, you know?
I know. Well, that was like,
'Cause
again,
that's so much more meaningful long term.
well, I know. And I know you've been very instrumental in reminding me of like, it's just a day. But I've also really had to work and where like a lot of my like not sadness, but like feelings have come from and conflicting feelings is like dismantling this thing that I was sold.
Right.
Like, you know, oh, it's going to be the best day of your life. It's going to be this. You're going to look out and see all these people. And I was like, sure, but even if I got married, I would look out, I would see all those people. I would get overwhelmed because I don't get to talk to all of them. And then I feel bad because they all came and I want to see everybody. And then it's like, you know.
No, you're going to have way more best days of your lives when you birth children, when you sell your first TV show, when you win an award in like a major setting. Like those are going to be way more like, oh my God, than like, we got married. I just tell everybody to think about every.
Well, I mean, you should sound like a little excited about it, honey. I feel like that was like it's gonna be way better days. You know what I mean? You're gonna pump gas. You're gonna find $10 on the ground. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a way
Dude,
better day.
I
than
one
get us
time
through this wedding. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you something. True story.
Let me tell you something.
One time when I was at the gym, I found $50 on the ground. I still think about how happy that made me.
See, the best part is you didn't turn it in.
Who would I turn? It was $50 cash. I saw it on the ground.
Yeah, you should have
I looked
given
around.
it to the people at the front.
It wasn't in a wallet. It was just a bill.
Yeah, I'm still understanding that. I'm saying that somebody, if they would have known that they dropped money, would perhaps go and ask at the front. Do you know who returned $1,000 one time?
You did.
No, Bert LaForce.
Your
He's a
dad would
saint.
do that. But
It was
1,000
it
is a
was-
little different, I think.
Right. Well, okay, but debatable. So yeah, he was at our there's this car wash that we used to go to when I was a kid, and there was an envelope and it was like, have fun on your spring break, and it had $1,000 in there. And my dad, what a good guy, called the place and was like, hey, I've got this. Nobody claimed it. They told my dad to keep it.
Well, good for him. But I didn't trust that the gym would.
That's fair. There's some shady ass people that work at LA
There wasn't
Fitness.
anybody. Well, it was at the YMCA, actually. It was a different gym back when I was living in Boston. So maybe they would have been bad. But I don't know. It was just like a 50 by itself on the ground.
It was more to make the joke, hun.
Okay. All right.
So let me in conclusion, I will say this, that I am
Let people have whatever wedding they want to have.
let them have the wedding they want to have.
Keep your opinions to yourself.
And I think, I think the thing that's been the hardest for me is that I'm so genuinely close with so many people, even like my relationships were like my friends here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
That I maybe only see once a year, and we maybe
Sure.
talk on the phone or like, respond on IG or something here and there. But when I'm with them, it's right back, which are the best relationships. And so it's really difficult to not imagine them there on that day, but I'm really working through, and I say this to express myself, and I say this if somebody else is going through this as a reminder of like, that you can do both. Like I'm working through it of like, I'm going to do this small thing because that's what works for me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to enjoy the day
Right.
and live in the day. And then I can go and have this big party where like all of the emotion of the day of getting married has like done what it needs to. And
Sure.
now I can just focus on my people.
Assuming we get there, yes.
What?
You never know. The world could end. We're still in chaos. Okay.
Are we? Save it. You're going to have your moment here in a minute.
Okay.
So yeah, in conclusion, wedding planning, it's going along. We're doing it. We love all of you. If you're doing it and it's stressful, drop me a DM, y'all. We can talk about it because what an experience. And I've just chosen to focus on what do I want? What would be the most fun?
I think it's good.
But
Yeah.
it's just a bummer that
So that was our week,
Is that
basically.
it?
I think. Anything else?
No, I got a bunch of scripts done. I've never worked as hard as I
Yeah,
worked
I'm
this
very
week.
proud of you.
Holy cow. Mm-hmm. That was a lot. Those were like nights until like 3. I worked until 3:30 last night and hit send on that thing.
But
and I
also,
was
time
like,
is a construct. You know what I mean? Like,
time's an illusion.
We don't have anything going on day to day, so why not work till 3 a.m.?
Yeah. Guys, this is a really exciting week. I'm glad that you guys are here with us. Normally, you know, our OG segment, Rachel Learns the News. But shit's sad. So I was like, Alex, I want to turn the table. And I found some feel-good news. So normally it's Rachel Learns the News. This week it's Alex Feels the News.
Okay, so I don't know these stories. You emailed them to me. I'm going to pull them up now in real time.
Okay.
We're going to read about
Okay,
them.
so this is our first one.
Okay, let's see
And they're
what comes
very
up here.
silly. I'm so excited.
Aquarium wants people to FaceTime its shy eels so they remember humans are okay. Okay, this is in Tokyo. So Tokyo's coronavirus closed Sumidai Aquarium said the little eels have started burrowing into the sand when staffers come by to check on them. I don't understand. So now they're hiding from people?
Yeah, just because they haven't been stimulated by having like humans come by and see them. But
God, you know,
who's the like I think about somehow I still am like busier than I've ever been while in quarantine, but to be fair, I've worked from home for a very long time. But the thought that somebody would be like, oh gosh, how am I going to fit? Guys, 10 minutes. We got to FaceTime those shy eels.
Wait, let's look at this video they posted.
We want to remind them that
Okay, what is this? Let's see.
those
here.
are the eels. Look at them. They're shy. They're going away.
They look
They burrowed.
you know what they remind me of? Remember those sponges that you could drop in water and they would grow into a dinosaur?
Yeah.
They kind of look This is pretty funny, actually. So they're coming out being like, what's going on? But also, I mean, I get that it's like a cute thing, like, oh, but wouldn't you rather FaceTime with like a panda or a monkey or a way more social animal?
Who has time to be lending their time to FaceTiming with animals?
Well, my guess is the zoo.
Does that make me sound like a monster?
No, but I think the zoo is trying to stay relevant, like we all are. I mean, listen, at least they don't have their,
Yeah, I mean, God, amen.
better than
you know what I mean?
better than celebrities singing to us in the kitchen that we're all going to be okay, right?
I mean, I know it's dated now. Everybody's seen it. But when there was that guy who tweeted out, do you think those celebrities feel even dumber now? What was it like that? We've now been in quarantine for over 50 days and
Right.
we were only 36 hours in and they all sung Imagine to us.
I know. I'm surprised they haven't doubled down. I guess the internet shamed them. I mean, I guess the intention was good. I mean, I understand what they were trying to do.
So misguided.
Yeah, it really was. It was the epitome of like, people are losing their livelihood and you're in your mansion singing. Just imagine a world with no possessions.
I know, but it's
right? You don't see the irony there?
Oh.
By the way, you want to hear something funny but disgusting?
Sure.
Remember I was saying before how like this old sponges that, and this is I'm sorry, this is very gross, but it's hilarious, I think. That you could drop it in water and it turns.
Did you put yours in pee?
No, I never did that. But I'm saying, but I saw something online that they should use that for tampons. You don't know what animal it is till afterwards.
I don't know. That's gross. I think that's hilarious.
Right? If a velociraptor or a stegosaurus.
That is
Dinopons or something. Or
stop.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
I didn't come up with
here's
that.
What,
I saw it on the internet. I didn't come up with it on my own, but how funny would that be?
The best would be if they were in the shape of eggs. And so you put up and when you came out, then you hatched a dinosaur.
Like if a T-Rex came out?
That is so funny to me.
Yeah.
That is so incredibly funny. You want to know why?
What?
Because periods, not funny. Really painful and annoying and not fun.
I guess it wouldn't even need to be dinosaurs. It could be any shape, right? Like a fun way to teach, children about becoming older. Like I'm not going to do this, but if we have a daughter, you're going to teach her hopefully about her body and
Sure. Well, you're also going to help her learn about her body.
I don't think it's my place to teach our daughter about feminine body stuff. Is it? I don't think so.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not going to be like, tell her how a period works, because then I would learn how much you don't know about how a period works.
I know how a period works.
But I'm saying, here we go. You know what I mean?
Every 28 days, right?
That's pretty good.
Unless you are pregnant and then... Well, you don't know the answer either.
Okay, wait.
Hold on.
Don't call me out now on this.
We don't know. Do you get a period while you're pregnant? Because I know you miss it the first month.
I know that's insane.
I don't think you do.
I
forgot to Google it.
I never had anyone ask me that. I cannot believe I'm saying this when I want you guys to think that I'm smart. But I swear it was one of those random things in the zeitgeist that or not the zeitgeist, but just, in knowledge or something that it never occurred to me that nobody has asked me that.
Right.
And when you were like, wait, so, because I was like, oh, it'll be so exciting the day that I missed my period. And you were like, yeah, that'll be, and then you're like, wait, do you ever get your period again?
Yeah. We don't know. Internet, do you know? Let us know if you know.
I mean, it's a very simple thing because an egg is released every month. So that's my thing of if it's fertilizing an egg, then are we still... I shouldn't have said this. This is recording and this will be places and people will be shocked that I don't know the answer.
I honestly think it's fun if zoos have you can, just look in, see what's going on live stream.
We can FaceTime those shy eels.
I get it. The eels are cool. I just think there's way better animals.
Well, here's what I think. I love that they didn't say anything other than, so they remind humans are okay.
Yeah. Wait,
that's the best part is not to get them interacted or get them warmed up to humans. Yeah. Nothing, just humans are okay.
Top 5 animals at the zoo. Go.
Giraffes, elephants, monkeys, peacocks.
Bad choice.
I don't know. I haven't been to the zoo in ages. What's there?
We should go.
I almost said horses.
I always thought penguins were a good one.
Oh yeah. Well, remember because at the Shed Aquarium in Chicago, you can do. You can do a penguin date.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go and hang out with the penguin.
You know what's a great deep dive on YouTube? Animals reacting to magic tricks.
Yeah. Wait, what were you watching the other day?
Oh, kids saving their parents' lives. And it was just videos of...
I came in the bedroom. He hadn't been out for a few hours. I've been writing and I was like, honey, what are you doing? And he's like, he just perks up. He's like, watching videos on YouTube of kids who've saved their parents' lives. And then I just hear in the background this 911 call of this 4-year-old whose mom was having a seizure and saved their life.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, but sometimes you love the corners of the internet. You know what I mean?
Who does? Yeah, because they're the best.
But in a way that I've never experienced from anyone.
Really?
Yeah. It genuinely, I end up in weird places because I'm just mindlessly.
Why do you think that is for me?
I don't know. I think it's the same way that you made horror sets in your backyard when you were 12.
Yeah, that's true. But I like a mixture of the things I look up on YouTube. It's everything from kids saving their parents' lives, surprise soldiers coming home.
I mean, those are the best. Those are the most beautiful.
The best is when Spider-Man comes to this little boy's class and then he takes off the mask and it's his dad home from Iraq and the little boy starts crying. But then I also looking up
my little baby heart can't handle those.
So that's one side, but then I also look up hey, here's some self-defense tips if you're in a closed space like a bus or a subway car and somebody comes at you, what you should do. That's good to know, man. There's some crazies out there. Mm-hmm. One day you're going to thank me.
How often are you riding the bus?
Almost never, but...
There we go.
But you might be in an elevator or something where it's close.
You're just... I mean, do you remember when Casey said for your birthday I should do... Do you remember that where she said I should hire somebody to do a fake attack?
I don't think that was Casey.
So you can
it was somebody
save the
else.
Day? I think it was Casey.
I know who it was, and it wasn't her.
Oh, okay. All right.
Next story.
Next feel good news.
All right. Let's see what this is. Okay. Tom Hanks gave his Corona typewriter to a kid bullied over having the name Corona. Love Tom. What the hell is a Corona typewriter? What does that mean?
Well, also, I mean, first of all, it's just another thing of I just love that we're on this Tom Hanks kick of how much we love him.
You know what it is? I honestly think it is. We are so desperate for someone who is just universally wonderful.
Oh, you're so right.
Think about it. Everybody who becomes, in my lifetime, virtually everyone who is in any position of power, whether it be a CEO of a big company, Bezos, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Oprah, you can just go on the internet for 20 minutes, just type in their name and conspiracy or scandal, and there's all these things of why they're evil, right? Every major voice in media, Joe Rogan or whoever else, you can just rip them apart for all their views being as left or right, they're propagating up the whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then obviously political leaders are corrupt as shit. So if we just have someone like Tom Hanks, scandal-free, totally pleasant, great actor. It's like, Tommy, please just get us through this. We
Yeah.
need you.
Give out more typewriters. You know what I mean?
But what is a coronavirus typewriter? Does it say here?
Honestly, yeah, it's the form of Corona brand. It's just a brand of typewriter. It has nothing to do with like the beer or what were you possibly thinking it was?
I thought because he had coronavirus, and I thought maybe he like isolated with a typewriter to like keep himself busy, and then when he was done with it, gave it to this kid.
Here you are, kid. Yeah, and that's Tom's next movie.
Maybe he could have written a screenplay. I don't know. He's kind of old school. Maybe he decided
well,
to.
didn't he just write a screenplay? Didn't he write the
Yes.
screenplay for the what?
Greyhound.
Screenplay for it.
I think it's Greyhound. That
Yeah.
movie coming out where he's the captain of a submarine.
Wait, is it May 12th yet?
It's May 11th.
Oh, tomorrow, you know it comes out.
Capone.
Woo,
Give me
baby.
a Capone impression.
Hold on.
Wait.
What is this?
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, but we can't download it. We lost the remote.
Dude, okay. Why? How do we not talk about
Yeah.
that? Okay, really quick. We
Yeah.
got to go back to this and week wrap up, okay?
Okay.
So we've got an Amazon Fire, humble brag, and
Okay.
it's always where like at 11 o'clock we'll lay down on the couch like we're gonna watch TV, and then per usual I get off on another task and I start doing something else. And hi Joe.
Hi, Joe. We see you. Thank
Hi
you.
Joe. We love you.
People who chime in live. Yes, we love you, Joe. We see you. Also,
we love you.
Luann. Thank you.
Hi Luann.
Okay, finish what
Happy
you were saying.
Mother's
So we
Day.
lost the remote to the Amazon Fire Stick.
So we lose the remote. Well, because every day we sit down at like 11, and that's like when we're going to decompress. But then
Yeah.
I always say we're going to watch TV, and then I miraculously find something else to do. And then suddenly it's 1 a.m. and I'm like, do you want to watch one episode of TV and then go to bed? And
Yeah, you're like,
so
let's watch the Natalie Holloway documentary. And then you
that's
fell asleep
not-
10 minutes in.
That's Natalie Wood.
Oh, Natalie Wood. Who's Natalie Holloway?
I think that might have been the girl who died in like a Mexico trip and never came back.
I think it is. Also tragic.
How in the what a random pull. Anyway, are you saying Natalie Wood also tragic?
They're both tragic.
Yeah.
What Natalie? What are the other famous Natalies? Natalie Portman. Pretty normal, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that it? I don't know any other famous Natalies.
There's got to be way more.
Anyway, finish your story.
Okay. So I had our remote. Okay. Yay. Love you too, Joe. And I know that we've got some friends commenting on our Instagrams as well. Until we're back in the studio, which should be in a few weeks in June, we'll be
Yeah.
back in the studio. And so we can actually respond to all these comments. So like, please keep watching and commenting, even if it's to tell me that I should know more about ooh, Aruba. Okay, girl.
If you're just listening, by the way, we're responding.
We're
to
responding to
comments.
comments. We're responding.
Okay,
to
but anyway,
comments.
what were we talking about?
Remote.
Oh, you lost the remote to the Amazon Fire.
Okay, we're throwing things around here. Okay.
Like the Amazon remote, which you lost.
So I remember the last time I remember having it, I turned on the TV and then I set it down and we never started watching TV. I have no idea what happened to it after that. We've literally checked everywhere. The only thing that makes sense is I must have gone to the trash can with multiple things in my hand and like thrown it in the trash. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, it probably happened.
So anyway, we've had to hook up the computer, the laptop to the TV, and then it's just been a mess.
And that's it.
That's it.
Okay. All right.
Wait, did I ever tell you I used to steal remotes when I was in high school at parties?
Why?
Yeah, I shouldn't tell this because people still, I won't say who it was, but there was a dude who said that he was dating me, but then was still dating his ex-girlfriend and like tried to make me look stupid. And I was too insecure to be like, you're an asshole, which would have been the appropriate response, and moved on with my life. But I didn't know how to do that. And so I was over at his house one time for a party and I went in his room and I stole all of his remotes. And he had no idea where they were, and I knew he was like talking about them. I cannot believe I'm admitting this, but also like kind of funny. And then it must have been, it was like within like a 3-day span or something. And then I was back over there for some reason, and then I re-hid them, and then I knew that he found them.
What a tepid way to get revenge, right? Like,
That's what I said. That is the extent. What did I say recently where I was like, I've had way too much therapy to act out. Like, I wish that I was one of those women that just like somebody does them wrong and they're like slashing their tie. Like, I don't think that behavior is appropriate, but I'm just saying that like the ability to just like have unabashed like anger. I have such like a gate that I would love to know what that feels like, you know? So that was the best I could do at 16. I stole his remotes, mostly more because I thought it was funny than some sort of like revenge. But I thought it was hilarious.
So one of my friends, I don't remember what happened, but like when I was in college, even with a friend, like a guy I knew in college, and we don't know who did this, but he thinks it was a girl that he cheated on, and she found out. But there's these devices you can buy, and it makes this like super annoying high-pitched beep.
Funny, and she left it somewhere.
And it only happens once every like 90 seconds.
Funny.
So it's not enough where you can, it's
So
like
funny.
It's too long. Eventually, it was hidden like in the vent.
Yeah.
But it was like really hard to get.
Okay.
And so
she one-ups me. That is so funny.
because it was driving everybody nuts.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's smart.
Because if it was,
She was playing the long game on that
but
one.
it was very clever that it was only 90 seconds. If it was quick, we would have found it.
Yeah,
But
she was playing the long game.
no,
she was
he
smart.
played her and then he lost.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Are we done with Tom Hanks?
Yeah, moving on. Last,
Okay, thank you,
this
Tom.
is our last one here, and then we're moving on. Moving on up.
Okay. Mom has been caught using a Buzz Lightyear helmet to run errands during COVID-19. First word comes to mind, hero. Thank
So
you.
this woman has just been...
Kelly Hogan Painter. Maybe she's related to your mom.
I know, it was funny when I saw that, and I was like, oh, interesting. I wonder where she's from. That's it. That's mostly the joke. I just thought that was so funny that was what she's been wearing. She's been wearing the Buzz Lightyear helmet as like her face mask all through COVID.
I mean, I love it because, well, first of all, you can see who she is, so that's good, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's so hard to know who anybody is anymore. But also, God, that's so funny that.
Look how cute their family is.
So yeah, that's pretty much the whole
They're
story.
so stinking cute. That's it. It's kind of a one note thing. But I was just like, I felt the same way as you. Not all heroes wear capes. You know what I mean?
Some of them wear Buzz Lightyear helmets. Yeah.
There we go.
What, that we just did it at the same time?
Yeah. Well, it's hard to beat you to the joke sometimes.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm surprised we haven't seen more people trying to like do stylized helmets and not helmets, but masks and stuff.
I would think if you had a business, I would use it as an opportunity for branding.
Should we make house rules masks?
Yeah, why not?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
I guess.
Like, why? I mean, obviously, I'm kind of joking, but also like not. You know what I mean? Always be repping. I will never say that again.
Always be repping. Well, you know what's going to be really weird? Dude, imagine this. Imagine teaching improv to everybody in masks. Like you have a mask on and everybody else has a mask.
Nope.
How stupid would that be?
Well, that's what's going to happen for a while. Should we transition into our new segment?
Let's go into our next segment.
Okay, guys. So Alex lives with me, and I'll tell you what, it's been a real test of our relationship.
We're still getting married. Don't worry.
We love each other. We're still getting married. No, again, he's very activated by all these things and very well read. I'll give you that. Very, very well read. And he wanted to do a rant, and I said, I really think this should be a new segment, and this is our segment. Take a break, America.
Like the intro music I picked?
I do.
Real hard beat.
I know. You played all these beats for me earlier. You were so proud.
Okay. All right. So I've been very worked up about a lot of things in this new world that we're in. And I think I'm just going to do this segment weekly, and I'm going to do long versions of it on my other podcast, Thin the Herd plug. But this is how I really feel right now, because I feel like we are at the peak of, and I think it's coming, people being afraid. People are nervous. Everybody wants to feel like they're doing it right. And I just want to applaud everyone to stop trying to make other people feel like they're doing it wrong. It's all we're seeing. Stop narking on people for not wearing masks. Stop telling people that what they believe is fake, and stop trying to think that you are doing it better than other people. Nobody in the government, in the world of science, in the world of business knows what we're supposed to be doing. It's a fact. They keep contradicting themselves, so just stop making people feel like you have the answers, because you fucking don't. And I'm talking to a very specific sect of people that are online being like, this person believes this nonsense. The media is lying to us. The government is lying to us. Everyone is lying to us. It's a fact. So shut the fuck up and let people be how they want to be. Do you get what I'm saying here? Do you agree? Do you agree?
Wow.
Also, companies, stop saying we're in this together. That's false. Objectively false. You're not even in this kind of. Did you get a bailout? Yes. Are you making money still? Yes. Then you're not fucking in this with any of us. I'm really angry right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for cursing.
We are either making so many new fans or so many people are unfollowing us.
I'm trying to not curse. I'm sorry. I apologize. But
Oh, that's
also,
okay.
thank you, Luann. Yes, exactly. Right. Look,
See, there you go. She's my girl.
I shared a Venn diagram on my page today that I found on the internet, and it was.
This was very smart. I liked this.
And I didn't come up. I found it. I didn't come up with it. A lot of people shared it. So whoever created it, shout out to you. It's 3 circles, and then there's the middle section that says, me, how I feel. One circle is like, I'm worried about the effects of COVID as a health situation. I'm worried about government tyranny taking over, and I'm worried about the fallout of our economy. And the thing that is really upsetting is if you express, let's say, for example, like how I feel right now. I feel that COVID is real. But despite that, we have to get the economy open. We have to get back to work, and we just have to figure out how to deal with it with a world that things are open again, and we just move forward. And some people think that I want everyone to die slowly and painfully, and shut the fuck up. That's obviously not what I think. That's not what anybody thinks. And the fact, I really feel like there's a segment of people who are just having like this FOMO thing. They're afraid of doing it wrong. And so if they just like dig in their heels, like, no, this is what works for me. They want to shame everybody who goes against them.
May I say something?
Yeah, please. I'm so mad. I'm not really that mad. I've just been like sitting on this. Also,
Hi, Todd.
Shout out, Todd. Thank you for joining.
Here's what I will say.
Yes.
What I have noticed is it shows our collective inability to be wrong.
Yeah,
or,
right.
Or to be flexible.
Yes.
Because what I've said, and I always say this about like conspiracy theorists and all of that, like I'm talking diehard, not like you got a little drunk and talked about a conspiracy for too long with like some of your friends and decided like maybe it might be real.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people who like are diehard, right? And I'm always like, the problem for me with that is simply that like that's so much passion that's just been misdirected. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
Like we could
right,
use you
yeah.
over in this camp. You know what I mean? Like the research, the time, the energy.
Yeah.
It just needs to be redirected. But what I'm saying is I feel like I just lost it. Keep going. It'll come back.
I'm going to give you a great example that I saw just recently.
I remember.
Okay. Finish your thought and I'll finish
So
mine.
I feel like people, it's easier to connect the dots. And I'm not saying that New World Order is not happening. I'm not saying that we're not being conditioned. We've been being conditioned for a very long time. We've been slowly giving away our data or our rights. In my lifetime, that started in 9/11 with the Patriot Act. Would the Patriot Act do a lot to protect us as a country? 100%. Did it also begin the slippery slope of, if it's for our best interest that the government can go in and, take down anybody they want? Absolutely. Right? So it's like it started with that. Now, if you're even on the internet and watching this at all of your data is no longer yours, right? And to a certain extent, so that's okay. It doesn't really matter. It's these little things that happen over time. So I agree to a certain extent with the people that are all the way over here on this issue, right? It says big world order, government conspiracy. This is all about Bill Gates, whatever. There's certainly that. There are people that are capitalizing on what is happening. That is 100% real. Yeah. But at the same time, there's also people all the way over here that are really doing good work and really want to see us prosper and really want to see us get back on track. And they're not mutually exclusive. And there's also so many steps in between this. And there's also the fact that it is easier to believe that there's this big conspiracy that's happening than to really, truly realize that right now, no one knows what the fuck is happening.
That's always
it is so much easier for us to connect the dots and say that this is exactly what it is and there's no other room for it to be anything else, because that is actually more comforting than to know, we literally have no idea what we're doing.
Well, that's the thing that frustrates me. Is like you can simultaneously believe that the media is full of shit and so is our president. Like the two are not mutually exclusive. And the funny thing is, like, people want you to pick a side. Are you team media or team Trump? I'm team neither. They're both lying to us every day.
Well, and it's also as simple as like, COVID is very real and we need to take care of ourselves and folks that are at risk, that's very real and we need to be respectful of each other. Well, that's also the same, also as much as the same of like, we are seeing a lot of things come out about, documents in hospitals being changed of that it would say like, the reason that somebody passed away and then it says COVID, when really that's maybe not what happened, or they had a real underlying issue and then their immune system was so low that COVID was what unfortunately took their life. So there's a lot of information that's being like thrown around and twisted and this and that. And so it's just like, why are we unable to say, today I had this feeling about it, and now today I feel this way about it? There's nothing wrong with that.
Because
there's literally
you know what?
nothing wrong with
No.
that. In fact, that's the smartest thing that we can do.
No, you know what the real issue is? Because we document everything on the internet with our opinions, and then you can't change your mind. 'Cause if you change your mind,
I got receipts.
you know what I'm saying? Though it's
but
like
no, and I agree with you because I do think that I do think that people's voting records are important, like for politicians. I do believe that
but also they can change their mind. They're allowed to have different opinions on stuff.
Right, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying because of that, it's like anything you can and do will be, held against you in the court of Twitter. It's like we no longer allow anyone this flexibility. And so meanwhile, we're saying that we want something better, but all we're doing is we're all drowning together and then pulling everybody down with us, But here, wear this face mask while I drowned you, know?
The funniest thing to me.
I feel like that was a funnier joke. You should have laughed at that, but
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't tag your joke.
I'm just saying.
Well, the weird thing to me is like I get the people protesting. Why are you bringing the guns? Like I get that you want the economy to reopen. You don't need I get it. You want your AR-15. I'm not against them for the most part. But do you really need to? I get why you're doing it. You're trying to be like, hey man, I got my guns and I'm gonna show them off. But like, what? You're not helping your cause. Like if you came without the weapons and you were just like, hey guys, I'm trying to get back to work. I got a family to feed. We would take you so much more seriously.
But that's the problem is the loudest voice wins. And that's what we've seen. That's been a lot of what I have experienced or what I've seen of like the divide or where I have some, I have some sides of my family that's very conservative and I have some sides of my family that are very liberal.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I always say I've toured I don't know everything. I'm also not the person, as we were saying, like, you don't know anything. We're like, but we do. Here are our opinions. House rules every Monday. But what I do think is that I've seen a lot of the country. I've interacted with a lot of different people. I have many different walks of life of folks that are very close to me in my life. And it tends to be, what is your experience? Your experience in the world is valid to you, and that is real. It does not mean that it is the experience of every other person that is in America. And that's the thing where, like, the more I think about it, and even being here outside of LA, I've had a drastically different experience of what quarantine has been simply because of our environment. We would have our take on quarantine would have been way different had it been like, we growing more and more homeless out on the street and the numbers are much higher versus being here. We're like, oh yeah, not everywhere is like super, super concentrated.
Yeah, I'm just really fed up with how like black and white everything has become. Like if you have 1 ounce of an opinion in one camp, the people who disagree with you just want to throw all this shit up. Like a little bit different, but I hear so many people, and again, I've prefaced this many times, I'm not a Trump guy. I don't like Trump. I'm not going to vote for him. But that being said, people are like, whatever you do, no matter what, you have to vote for Biden. Like, no matter what are you talking about? That doesn't like that dilutes your argument so much. Whoever it is, you just got to make sure it's not Trump. Like, you have to at least open room for a discussion that this person could not be a better choice. I'm not taking a stance. Like, I don't have an opinion necessarily, but just the mindset of like, as long as it's not those guys, whatever we do, it's going to be better just because it's us and not them.
But it's the same. It's the same on both sides. And I think it's also like, we are also individually to blame. I feel like
that's 100% true.
Or not to blame.
No, we are. As society, we deserve this.
Listen, this is why I shouldn't have let him go. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be this all night long.
Okay, you know what? Why don't you go and cry about something again? Okay,
I probably will.
I'm sure you will.
I don't go to bed until 3 a.m.
You're going to see some fat baby on Instagram and be like, I want him so bad.
I know. They're so cute. Calm down. I'm not coming at you. I'm saying that I think I forgot it now.
Okay. Well, can I just finish on this last point?
Yep.
As to what you were saying. I think, I'm not even think, I'm positive, and I'm guilty of this 100%, we have an obsession with hate watching stuff in this country. Probably in this world, but I'll speak about America. And a great example of this.
I remembered what my thought was.
Finish your thought.
That I don't feel that we are to blame, but we do need to take some responsibility. It's our responsibility what news we choose to take as fact. It's our responsibility where we spend our money. Money in this country is power. Where your money goes, that's where the power goes. So if you think it's ridiculous that Bezos has made more money than you will probably ever see in your entire life, maybe generations of your family, while all of us have suffered, don't buy anything on Amazon. Sorry that makes your life a little bit more difficult. But if you don't want things like that to happen and it enrages you, then make a different choice. If you, like that's just one example, but whatever those things
get what you're
are,
saying.
like we have to take responsibility. And it's also remembering like the internet is a wonderful place for a lot of things, but it's also a place where a lot of people tell lies. And it's a place that a lot of people pretend to be a thing that they're not, right? Instagram is not real life. And so it's that same thing where like, we decide that America is something because that's what we read on the internet. And as somebody who's been around and met with a lot of different people and made people laugh that have very different views than me, but we can sit down and we can laugh about something. What the internet is not what America is. And I really, really, really just hope that is heard of what I'm saying. And that's not to say we don't have major issues, but it's also stop blaming the other people. Take a second. What is your opinion? Why do you have that opinion? Is that opinion been told to you over and over again? Is an opinion out of fear? Is it like, do you know the voting record of the person you're voting for? Why are you voting for that? Like, if you don't vote, why don't you vote? I mean, just all of these things, there's a sense of responsibility that starts with us. And the more that we can do that and encourage the people around us to do that, doesn't matter their opinion. You don't need to know their opinion or challenge it, but simply go, that's really interesting that you think that. I'd really encourage you, take a listen or this or that. Or if you have that opinion, make sure you're not shopping at these places. Or, hey, you can call your senator and say this, or you can not call, or you can protest.
Yeah, but people don't interact that way on the internet.
Right. But I'm saying in day-to-day life, not on the internet. So just stop saying anything on the internet. You know what I mean? Just more baby photos. That's all I need on the internet. In real life, because that's where real change happens. The internet does nothing. We don't vote on the internet. Our money, actually money is a big thing. We're all like spitting out all these things on Facebook, yet this giant, like Zuckerberg sold all of your data, dogs. And I know we're streaming this on Facebook. I am complicit to this. But it's again being like, you can't be like, we're being sold this thing, and yet typing all that out on the platform that already sold you out.
Right. Yeah.
Wake up.
So what we're saying is someone else invent a better Facebook, but then don't let it corrupt you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. That was Chill Out America. What was the name of the segment?
No. Take a break, America.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But guys, we love you and everybody's just trying.
Let's see what's coming up next.
So I want to do a quick, actually, what time are we at?
We're about 40. We're actually about closer to 50 minutes in.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to really quick just go, let's do news 4.
Okay.
So this is just a palate cleanser. I wanted to go back to this good news really quick just because this photo is so stinking cute.
All right. Let's jump in and see what this is. I saw this. A 5-year-old boy was pulled over in Utah on his way to California to try and buy a Lamborghini. Here's my question. How could he reach the pedals? How big was this 5-year-old?
I mean, look, he's just like, looks like a pretty big kid.
I guess he was leaning down that's a big ass 5-year-old.
But also like how far he got pretty far from home.
Yeah, I read this story. So he got pulled. He was a couple miles from home. Like, I don't know how far, but a few miles. And he got pulled over because he was like swerving and they thought he was drunk. And then the police officer showed up and was like, what? And he said that he was going to California to buy a Lamborghini and he had $3 in his wallet.
I mean, I'm just glad that like he's okay.
Yeah.
But I just thought
he was in an SUV too.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Well, because he got in a fight with his mom because his mom said that she wasn't going to buy it. That's what happened.
Right. But also, like, listen, this is hilarious, but that kid, I don't know what the appropriate punishment is, but let me tell you this. If one of our kids stole the car to go and buy a thing because we told them no, dude, they're going to be very sorry.
I don't know. For me, honestly, I'd be like, good for you, fighting for what you want.
Really?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, thank God. All right, let's do it.
All right, so let's you got one more. Nice and quick. This one's fun.
Coronavirus. Newborn babies at a Thai hospital are being given tiny face shields to protect them from COVID-19. Oh my God, this is amazing.
It's so cute. You guys will
Wow.
post a picture of it or Google it right now. It's so cute. They're just like little tiny Thai babies and they have like little baby shields. It's so cute.
Everything is funnier when it's tiny.
I know.
Wow.
That's all. It's just so cute.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I do think that, look at this. They're just got the little baby face shields on. But I do think we're going to see more and more face shields in general. It's also like, God, I'm just so curious to see how day-to-day life changes with this face shield.
Baby
with
shields.
with the mask. No, but in general, right?
I know. Well, guys, check out that Tracy video I got floating around on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Tracy checks out face masks.
It's on the Scoot Orbit page.
I'll tell you what, I improvised all of that. Alex made the video for me. I sat down, I watched it for the first time, and it was like so beautiful to be able just to react to all of that insanity as Tracy.
I do think like people who handle food,
Yeah.
in general, you're all gonna have to wear face masks now.
I mean, I hope they let if that's what happens when I go back to bartending, I'm for sure asking if I can wear the Buzz Lightyear helmet. 100%.
Right? No, you're for sure gonna have like a branded company one. They're gonna make you wear.
Ugh, lame.
But you know what I mean? They're gonna have all these.
I don't know if they would. I mean, shout out to my one manager. He would totally be on board, but yeah, we'll see. Well, hopefully one of these shows will sell in between now and when we get back, and then I don't have to go back. But if I'm slinging drinks in Santa Monica, come see me because I'm going to be wearing that helmet, y'all.
That would be amazing. All right, we got time for one more segment.
Guys, let's finish it off. This has been really fun. Thank you, as always, for staying with us, commenting, sending us your stuff. Please keep sending us your trailers that you want us to review. LaForce, what's my course? If you've got something going on.
Yeah, we rotate out different segments each week.
So all of those, send those to us. Great. So this is Wellness or Wackness.
All right, now this is something I stumbled upon in my almost all of these that I find for Wackness or Wellness, or should we buy this for our house, are things that pop up in my sponsored ads on Instagram. I don't know why they show these to me, but they do. And I saw this, and this to me, I think it's a bit of a silly item, but you actually might find use for it. It seems like something day to day you definitely.
All right, show it to me.
Well, let me ask you this: how do you feel about being in like crowded places and needing a second to like collect yourself?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Okay, well, this is a device that might help you get through that. Okay, now this is
no.
called Calmigo, and yeah, here, read it. Oh, hold on.
Calmigo, calm in your palm, calming you down anywhere, anytime.
So I'll walk you through what this is. It looks like an inhaler, right?
Right.
So what it is, it's basically just a way to help you do your breathing to calm yourself down, but with like stats that go along with it. And it has scents that come out. So this little device here, so you turn it on. There's these little lights that turn on, and you breathe into it, and it like tells you when you've like had it. Like you're supposed to help you like do your breathing.
Yeah, guys, just breathe. Take a couple breaths.
But there's like scent cartridges that's supposed to help with like aromatherapy. So you breathe in through your nose to get the aromatherapy, out through your mouth, and then it's supposed to like give you the data on if you're doing it correctly.
That is so bogus.
I know, right?
That is so bogus. 3,000.
How much do you think it costs?
It says pay once, use for years. Yeah, you know what you never have to pay for? Your lungs. $180.
Yeah.
What? First of all, $179.20. Gross.
Yeah, right.
Gross. Wow. Your choice of gray or purple device and 2 scented elements. Achieve calm anywhere and anytime in as little as 3 minutes. Calmigo calms your body and mind, gives you control, and helps you peacefully confront situations that might distress you. I mean, I probably could have used that when I first quit smoking, but that's how I quit smoking, was breathing.
But the funniest thing to me, and listen, I'm not taking away from people who do like breath work and stuff, that is real there, but the fact that because I was like, what does this device do? It doesn't do anything. It just helps like measure your breathing. But wait, here's the promo video. And if you're just listening, won't be as funny, but I'll post it on our Instagram. This is their ad here, right? So there's just some lady walking around a city. She's overwhelmed.
First of all, she's not the streets, not even busy.
She's like, oh God, what do I do? My eyes are bloodshot.
This is a non-union actor. She got this. She had to audition for this.
Pulls out her Calmigo.
She maybe had to audition more than once for this.
And then so it's like, oh, you did it. Proper breath. Now breathe in through your nose and breathe out. And then, it takes you to a park. Nice and calm.
Nope. Wackness.
Okay.
Wackness.
So there you go. We should not get that.
We will not get that.
But
guys,
you know
this
what?
was fun.
I will give a shout out. You know what was a surprisingly good wellness item is your, what's that yoga mat you got?
Oh, yeah, the acupuncture mat?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's the best.
What's so great? Sell it real quick.
So it's an acupuncture mat. It's literally $20 on Amazon. It comes in multiple colors, and it has very hard plastic points. So it's like I mean, it's not like they're not needles, but it's very sharp, and it's good for pressure points, and you can lay down on it. It's best to use, hi mom, to happy Mother's Day, to lay on it with no shirt on. And if you lay on it for 20 minutes, it'll really start to recirculate all of your pressure points and, gets rid of toxins and stuff like that. So for me, somebody who carries a lot of their tension in their upper neck, it's great.
Great.
It's great.
So final thoughts, Ray, as we wrap this up.
I think that's it. I think, guys, here's really what I want to tell you is I love that my mom is commenting that somebody else has joined. Trudy! Hi, Trudy.
And for those listening, every Monday, you can be part of the fun,
Yes, we are here every Monday. Again, we live stream every Monday, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. We have a rotating set of segments. If there's segments that you like, let us know. We're always doing news. If you find something fun, you can always send us something to review. Wellness or Wackness, should we buy this for our home? If you find a cool event, you can send us that. If you've got any questions, you need some advice, you can send that in for LaForce, What's My Course? We can say your name or not. All that good stuff. We're going to be bringing back review of the week. So anybody with the best review on our Apple Podcasts, we will do that. So please make sure those reviews are so helpful. Go to Apple Podcast, give us a review, say something nice about us. We appreciate it. And you can always catch these full episodes on YouTube. Make sure to like us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and be kind to yourself, and we love you. We'll see you later.
Yeah. And also stop letting people push you around on the internet and vice versa.
All right.
Okay, that was unnecessary, but
That's okay. Yeah. Don't let anybody mess you around.
all right, goodbye guys.
Bye.